CTV News with Jack Morse.
I went to Argentina and Chile, so we were living the good life. We both wanted to have a family together and a child.
And now, nearly 2 years later, that child is being held hostage in Russia. Thanks for joining us. A Cookstown man is caught in a heart-wrenching international battle, and he's begging the Canadian government to step in. The goal, bring his 2-year-old daughter back home. CTV's Mike Arsalidis starts us off tonight with this story.
It's like a hostage on a chain, and she's holding her like a ransom as collateral to get this child support. It's unacceptable, it's wrong, it's criminal.
Mark Whitaker still can't believe he was deceived by a woman he thought loved him, a woman he'd met online, fell in love, and had a child with, who then took their child from Cookstown to Russia for what he thought would be a short trip to see her family until she ghosted him.
She stopped communicating. She wouldn't answer calls. She would just hang up or decline calls. She wouldn't respond to my text messages. So I started catching on in a few days and oh, wow, I think she's like actually wanting to stay.
Whitaker has been fighting to have his daughter returned home. South Simcoe police announced this week an Ontario-wide warrant for Tegmina Agadzanian, more than a year after she'd left the country. Police charging the 40-year-old woman with abduction and contravention of a custody or parenting order and disobeying a court order.
Because what she's been doing for the past year is she's kidnapping, and her reason is to get the child for herself and to get money, through this lucrative 25% child support order.
An order, he says, his daughter's mother got in a Russian court for spousal and child support after ending the relationship once she arrived in Russia last August.
I've been to Russia 7 times. I've spent over $300,000. I spoke to many lawyers, and many lawyers in Russia, they say there's nothing you can do because in Russia, parental abduction isn't criminal. The courts heavily favor the mother.
Whitaker says he's seen his daughter once for a few hours in March under strict conditions. And despite recently getting a Canadian court order to have his child return home, nothing has changed. Whitaker says he wants his family back and is appealing for help to speak with Russian officials and end this year-long nightmare, blaming Tegmina's brother and family for keeping his daughter from him.
I love my family very much. What you're doing is wrong. It's criminal. I don't think, you're a criminal, but you're acting like one right now.
The allegations against the accused have not been tested in court. Pleading with federal government officials to intervene in his case, Whitaker says he'll be returning to Russia next week for a hearing, fighting to bring his daughter home. Mike Arsalidis, CTV News, Cookstown.
Barrie's grappling with the worst homelessness issue in its history, and that's spilling out of the city limits. Surrounding communities are now feeling the pressure with local support systems stretched to the limit. CTV's Luke Samard looks at how the state of emergency in Barrie is affecting the rest of the region.
We have had some people who have been telling us that they've been coming directly from Barrie.
As the city of Barrie continues to clear out encampments, some of those accepting help are being put into new communities like Aurelia in Midland. Seeing new faces at shelters is not out of the ordinary.
We have seen a few new faces here in our community, which is relatively normal. Working with the homeless population, people do move between locations from time to time.
With Barrie declaring a state of emergency last week, surrounding communities have been paying close attention.
We're watching to see what happens. We're obviously monitoring. We have a homeless situation here in Aurelia that we monitor actively. We're seeing if what Barrie's actions, if they make a difference. I mean, if they make a difference, then we could emulate those.
The county of Simcoe opening up 161 spaces across the region, 69 rooms across 3 hotels, 20 beds in senior retirement homes, 20 apartments, long-term supporting housing programs, and 52 beds in modular facilities.
I know that some have been moved to Collingwood, some are going to Aurelia, and we have had some arriving here in Midland.
With the mayor of Midland saying they just don't have the supports required for more members of the homeless community.
I mean, people need a place to go, and if where they were living is no longer welcoming them, they will find another place to live, and Midland is the number 3 destination for homelessness in the community or in our county.
According to the District of Muskoka, they say around 90 people are homeless receiving proper support. However, capacity can be an issue.
We don't always have enough capacity in all of the support services that are needed in the same place at the same time. Muskoka is a big place, so getting people to the help they need is a bigger challenge than it is in a city like Barrie.
It remains unclear how many people from Barrie have been placed in surrounding communities like Midland and Orillia. This as the city continues to clear out encampments. Luke Simard, CTV News, Midland.
Now, as a reminder, we've launched a special page on our website where you can track every update about the state of emergency and encampments as it happens. Head to ctvnews.ca/Barrie and click on the Encampment Latest highlight button. Canadians are seeing a rare break today as the Bank of Canada cuts its key interest rate. It's the first drop since March and the lowest level in years. CTV's Mike Couture takes a closer look at the thinking behind the move.
With global economic growth showing signs of slowing, Tiff Macklem says much of the uncertainty is because of the trade war with the U.S.
Tariffs are weakening the Canadian economy.
Canada's central banker couldn't be more blunt, as exports dropped by 27% in the second quarter of this year and inflation rose by 1.9%. Tiff Macklem and his team decided it was best to lower interest rates.
Canadians remain concerned about the cost of living, and our primary mandate is to maintain low, stable inflation, and we are very focused on that.
Canada's GDP declined by 1.6% in the second quarter, and some forecasts have the rest of the year looking flat, leading some economists to use the R word.
The term is technical recession, where there's two negative quarters. Well, certainly we're pretty well there. The third quarter, it's going to be flat at best.
The central bank disagrees, predicting modest growth in the second half of the year. But Macklem says that could change depending on what comes from the U.S.
Where there's a significant escalation of tariffs, U.S. tariffs, in that scenario, the Canadian economy does go into recession.
The effects of the trade war are also being felt in the U.S., where job gains have slowed and inflation ticked up. It's why the U.S. Federal Reserve recommended cutting its interest rate by 25 basis points on Wednesday. And while the decisions in each country are made independently, it does provide some perspective.
You know, we talk about we got a big deficit in debt. Well, theirs is way bigger than ours are.
The Bank of Canada's next rate decision is in October, but it's unclear if there will be another cut then. With the federal budget expected November 4th, Macklem could wait to see the scope of government spending before cutting the interest rate again. Mike Couture, CTV News, Ottawa.
Relief at the pumps is looking like it's on the way.
Never ever buy your gasoline here in Barrie before 6 p.m.
By this time tomorrow, the pumps are expected to be busy, lined with drivers looking to score a little more mileage with their dollar. Like clockwork every fall, prices dip as stations switch from summer to winter gas blends. As expert Dan Mateg explains, it's because winter gas is cheaper to produce.
If you are anywhere near a gas station, don't bother showing up until after midnight tonight, because there's going to be a net 10 cent a litre drop at gas pumps. And that's because we in Canada and many parts of the northern United States have really two seasons for fuel. And the cost between the two is pretty substantial. And that's one of the main reasons why we've seen prices drop this evening, 10 cents a litre. And that's going to stay down right up until about April.
For a 70-liter fill-up, that would mean about $7 less. While the drop helps, global markets will still play the biggest role in determining what we're paying long term. Now to KC. Colby is here with our first look at the weather. KC.
Yeah, that's right. We're out here at National Pines Golf Course. Very important function going on. Sarah will have more on that coming up in a few minutes' time. My function is to talk about the weather and show off this beautiful National Pines hat. Isn't that lovely? Let's talk about lovely weather, too, and get right into it. A first look at the forecast, and here we go. 24 degrees, of course, here in Barrie. First weather brought to you by GravelDrivewayGuide.com, your local gravel driveway expert. 24 luscious degrees. Winds are light. How about the temperature outside your door as we speak? And shall we go to, let's go to Gravenhurst and see what the temperature is. A quick look at Gravenhurst, and we will see 25 degrees, 25 gorgeous degrees as we speak. And How about Newmarket? Is Newmarket as lovely? Well, when we take a look at Newmarket, bathed in sunshine, we're looking at 24 degrees. And lastly, why don't we go to Owen Sound Way, home of the Attack, I might add. Owen Sound Attack, 25 degrees is what we're looking at. Lots of sunshine in our region. But nevertheless, let's take a look at the radar satellite images over the last little while. And as we take a look at the radar satellite images, we're doing okay, right? Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. Yes, increasing cloud cover and potentially some showers on the way. I'll let you know when. And as mentioned, we're here at National Pines Golf Course, Jack, and it's about 7,000 yards of fun out here at National Pines. That translates to be about 6.41 kilometers. Jack, that's roughly the distance from where I'm standing right now, where you're at over yonder at 33 Beacon Road. I love math, Jack.
Well, you better start walking now, Casey. Thank you. All right, so the Financial Accountability Office is out today with a new report. It's a look into the province's financial health and what challenges may be on the horizon. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has the details.
Presenting the provincial budget this spring, the Minister of Finance trying to put a positive spin on an uncertain financial future.
We want to reduce our deficits to zero. We have a path to balance.
A new number crunch from Ontario's Financial Accountability Officer is much darker.
We don't see a balanced budget over the 5-year outlook that we're presenting here.
The budget watchdog says that's because of less money coming in, with a slowing economy rattled by tariffs and higher spending, especially in healthcare.
The FAO projects that the budget balance will deteriorate from an estimated deficit of $1.3 billion last year to a deficit of $12 billion in this fiscal year.
A spokesperson for Peter Bethlen-Falvey says in part that the spring budget highlighted a clear path to balance for 2027-28 as the government works to protect the economy and make Ontario the most competitive place to do business in the G7. But the FAO says things have changed. The $200 million surplus the government projected for 2027-28 will look more like a $10 billion deficit.
To achieve that $10 billion gap, it's either revenue measures or spending changes.
The Liberals now call the 2025 budget fiction.
It's not worth the paper it's written on.
The FAO is forecasting an explosion in the province's debt, rising steadily by tens of billions of dollars a year, an extra $141 billion in 6 years, hitting a whopping $549 billion in 2029-2030. The amount of money being paid on interest on that debt alarming to the Canadian Taxpayers Federation.
That is money that is being taken away from key government programs and is going toward just bondholders on Bay Street.
There's also worry about slowing GDP growth and higher unemployment.
We need a serious plan to invest in jobs and protect the jobs we've got, especially in key sectors like manufacturing, agriculture, and residential.
The caveat with these numbers is they were based on policies in early August. That is before Canada pulled back on tariffs on U.S. imports. So with an ever-changing trade picture, these numbers could change too. At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
The province is once again expanding the scope of what healthcare professionals are allowed to do. Health Minister Sylvia Jones says the changes will help reduce wait times by letting providers use more of their training. Proposals include letting optometrists do minor surgeries, allowing some psychologists to prescribe medication, and expanding the services pharmacists can offer. The Ontario Medical Association has pushed back, saying some of these jobs need specialized medical training only doctors have. As the province moves to expand healthcare services, it's also getting ready for what comes next. Fall's around the corner, and that means the return of respiratory virus season. Cases of the common cold, flu, and COVID are expected to rise this fall. RSV is also a risk, especially for vulnerable people. The province is expanding who can get free vaccines to protect against these viruses. Here's Dr. Alan Grill on who qualifies for free shots under OHIP.
The nice news, and for anybody out there that's over 75 years old, this is big news, it is now covered for those individuals. It's free. So all they have to do is go to their primary care provider, family doctor, nurse practitioner, and we can give it to them. It's going to probably roll out around October, right before the season starts. If you're age 60 to 74, it's also covered if you live in a long-term care facility or retirement home, immunocompromised, if you're experiencing homelessness or you identify as First Nations, Inuit, Métis, you're also covered.
The vaccine is also available for adults 60 and over who pay for it themselves. The province covers RSV vaccines for babies up to 8 months old, starting their first season, and for high-risk children up to 2 years old. Now, speaking of vaccines, veterinarians in Simcoe County are preparing to offer low-cost rabies vaccination clinics. It'll allow owners help protect their dogs and cats from the deadly but preventable disease. The first clinic will be held this Saturday in Midland, with more, including in Barrie, Orillia, and Penetanguishene, through October 25th. Rabies can spread from bites or scratches from infected animals like bats, raccoons, and foxes. So, vaccinating pets is critical and required by law. After a decade, the towns of Midland and Penetanguishene are moving to appoint independent fire chiefs, ending their shared fire chief agreement. This decision comes after a joint review found both towns want to improve local emergency leadership. Jeff Lees, Chief Administrative Officer for the town of Penetanguishene, says this move will hopefully allow them to better align fire services with their local priorities. Collingwood took center stage as the finish line for this season of the Amazing Race Canada. And while the champions took home the prize, the town itself might be the biggest winner. CTV's Rob Cooper has more on how this national spotlight showed off everything Collingwood has to offer.
It was an amazing ending to the Amazing Race Canada.
Jesse and Jonathan, woo! I'm so proud to tell you that you have won. Are you ready for this?
The eventual winners, Jesse and Jonathan, outlasted their competition on a cross-country race that made a stop in our backyard for the finale. This moment was shot at Osler Bluff Ski Club.
In this double roadblock?
That's the Collingwood Grain Terminal. And fans of the show who were in Collingwood today noticed the local connection, which also included a stop at Valley Ridge Family Farm.
Great to see special local spots being showcased.
It's just so energizing and exciting for our community.
Collingwood was one of several local locations used as a stop in the show, and the mayor hopes it brings more visitors to the town.
I think productions like this, a finale of a show that's watched widely, will spark a lot of tourism interest for maybe people who've heard how great our community is.
It was very hard, I must admit, to keep a secret for that many months, but it was well worth it in the end.
Karen Ferry's Apple Orchard was also one of the stops in the finale.
They had to bob for apples. The apples all had stickers with numbers on it, and they had to come up with a count of exactly 100.
To be able to showcase what is one of our favorite things to do, get outside, have an adventure across the nation, it's pretty spectacular.
We still have to take this all in and figure that out. Definitely going on some trips soon. We definitely want to go on a celebration trip together.
Now, filming for this season's Amazing Race ran from April until May. It covered 5 provinces and 1 territory and 19,000 kilometers. If you missed the season finale, you can always go to Crave or CTV.ca. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Collingwood.
There's also some friendly competition on the links today. The RVH Auxiliary Charity Golf Tournament took over National Pines Golf Club in Innisfil. It's where we find our Sarah Freemark. Sarah, beautiful day for some golf.
Yes, Jack, it's been an absolutely beautiful day. In fact, I'm not sure it gets much better than this. This is my first time here at National Pines. A wonderful backdrop for the RVH Charity Golf Tournament. It was hosted by Mays Martin Limited. Now, the day began at 1 p.m. with a shotgun start, and then all the teams were off for a day of scramble golf, which is always great because you have a combination of people that play a lot and those that just came out for a day in the sun, have some fun, and of course support a good cause. Now, let's talk a little bit about that, because the money that is raised by the auxiliary goes to a number of different areas. So you have improving patient care, essential hospital services, but it also goes towards the pledge, a $5 million pledge made by the auxiliary towards the RVH Foundation's Keep Life Wild campaign. Now, I am the MC for the evening. It's almost time for me to start announcing top teams for the day, raffle winners, longest drive, which, by the way, I won last tournament for the women, and it was the only straight shot I hit all day. But most importantly, we'll be talking about why events like this are absolutely crucial. So in just a few minutes here on CTV Barrie, I'll be speaking with the president of RVH Auxiliary. So please do stick around. Thanks so much, Jack, for holding down the fort. I'll throw things back to you.
Thanks, Sarah. We'll come back to her soon. Still to come, a local theater production brings laughs, tears, and an uncompromising look at life during war. Why this show is striking a chord with audiences and the special discount being offered to veterans. Plus, a major milestone for Gilda's Club Simcoe Muskoka, how the organization is celebrating 15 years supporting families affected by cancer. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Thanks for staying with us. It's a play to make you laugh, cry, and hopefully think, coming to a local stage.
I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day.
The production from the Huronia Players Theatre Group, titled You'll Get Used to It, The War Show, is set to heartfelt songs from the 1940s. It's directed by 87-year-old Ron Payne, who lived through the Second World War when he was just a child. He brings us that complex story of life. It's a performance that offers both entertainment and an important life lesson.
I have a terrible feeling that within 3 years, there will be no vets left out of the Second or the First World War. They'll all be gone, and we'll start forgetting about it. And to me, I wanted to do something that shows my appreciation as a Canadian.
The play opens at the Midland Cultural Centre October 24th, and veterans get a discount on their tickets. Gilda's Club Simcoe Muskoka marked a major milestone today, celebrating 15 years of giving free support to people living with cancer and their families.
We're absolutely thrilled to celebrate today our 15th anniversary of our Red Door being open here in Barrie. We service all members of Simcoe Muskoka. In fact, anyone who is anywhere in their cancer journey, along with their friends and family, they are welcome here.
The anniversary event kicked off with a ceremony at the clubhouse where members spoke about a growing need for cancer support services in the region.
We service over 600 active members today, and that includes people anywhere in their cancer journey. And for the first time, they meet people who understand what they're going through. For the first time, they make new friends who truly are on a similar path.
Tonight, community members are gathering for a red tie gala, honoring the organization's founder and highlighting future plans. The Barrie Soundwaves are gearing up for some big shows. The all-women chorus is serious business, recently awarded for Most Improved Chorus and taking second place in their division. The group has a Christmas show coming up, and they're inviting new members to join them on stage for a few songs. A chance to join that long legacy. Donna Feely has been singing with the Soundwaves for more than 40 years.
It's the harmony, I guess, and being with other women, and we have fun together. We have weekends away, and we laugh, and yeah, it's good relationships.
The saying goes, we come together for the music, we stay for the friendship. And that really does mean a lot to us. We are a very strong community that love to be together, and we do things outside of music as well. But it's really it's so much fun, and we get a lot of satisfaction out of the music that we sing.
Right now, they're looking for younger women to join the cast and women with lower voices, but most of all, they're looking for women who are passionate about singing. For information on all of our local events, along with other stories, you can go to our website. That's where you can watch our news live online and find all our local stories and breaking news as it happens. Just head to ctvnews.ca/Barrie or scan the QR code on your screen now. Happening right now, the RVH Auxiliary Charity Golf Tournament's underway at National Pines Golf and Country Club. Let's head back there where Sarah is standing by.
Yes, Jack, I'm right where I belong, on the practice putting green here at National Pines. But today, I'm not golfing. I'm here to learn a little bit more about the RVH Auxiliary. So joining me now is their president, Lise McCord. It's nice to meet you in the flesh. I see you all the time on camera.
Sarah, thank you so much for having me today.
We could not have asked for a better day weather-wise. Overall, how have things gone?
It's been absolutely wonderful. I mean, you cannot ask for a better day. And we have 96 players players who came out to support the auxiliary. They're having a wonderful day. They're having fun. Some are golfing better than others, but they're all having a good time. So that's what counts. And we're raising money for RVH, so that's important.
Let's talk a little bit more about what the RVH Auxiliary does for those that maybe aren't familiar.
The RVH Auxiliary, we are the volunteers at the hospital. And since 1897, we have been raising money for patient care at RVH. And through different kind of fundraising events since 1897, we have raised over $20 million. We're currently working on our $5 million pledge to the Foundation's Keep Life Wild campaign, and I'm thrilled to say that next year we will be completing that pledge. So we're very excited. And there's been a lot of hard work that has gone into all of this fundraising, and I'm just really proud of our volunteers for doing such an amazing job.
Absolutely. Anytime we've had the chance to speak with the folks from RVH Auxiliary, everybody is so passionate. There are different reasons that they have decided to join the team. But what fuels you? What do you think makes everyone that's a part of the team so passionate?
I think that being part of a community is that we should all give back to our community. And of course, the hospital is a major part of that community. You know, the government doesn't fund equipment, so somebody has to do it. And so we just do a lot of fundraising to try and help purchase supplies and equipment, and it's just giving back. And to me, that is the huge reward of volunteering in Barrie and in our community.
And if we maybe have somebody at home that's watching CTV Barrie tonight and they're looking for a way to help, what's the best way to do that?
The best way is to go online, apply to volunteer at RVH, and get involved with the auxiliary and do some really fun work. You know, fundraising is not a chore. Everybody here is having a great time, and we do really important work for our hospital.
Well, as you said a little earlier, not everyone is bringing their A game today. That's what golf is all about. There's ups and there's downs, but I do have to say that you and your team are not only passionate when it comes to fundraising, but here on the putting green, we've got a little competition going on, and I'm loving how you're passionate about that too. Oh, shall we maybe bring the camera that way or cut the golfers some slack?
No, I think we should zoom in on these guys. Yeah. There's a competitive group coming up right now.
We want them to come back next year, Lise. We'll leave it there for right now. But thank you for the work that you do, and congratulations on fantastic events.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We'll send things back to the studio.
Thank you, Sarah. And if you're looking for something to do this weekend, we've got you covered. Coming up, a roundup of festivals, family fun, and more, all happening right in your community. But first, let's check in with KC, who's also in Innisfil.
Really warm and beautiful right where we are, but snow in Iqaluit tomorrow? Yeah, in fact, their high is our low on Friday. Do you want a clue? Well, it's 2 down from 4. Check out our weather watcher artiste, Kaylee. Kind of describing tonight's sunset, rainbow beautiful. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
A big thank you to everyone who took time to send in those pictures. This week, we're looking for photos full of movement. Think falling leaves, bike rides, outdoor play, and everything in between. Capture the best action and send your shots to picture this at ctv.ca. And speaking of action, let's check in with KC, who's out by the links this evening. How's it looking out there on the golf course?
Well, the trees are starting to turn, Jack. Yeah, we'll have more on that coming up in a little while later. Let's talk about the weather, though, and let's talk about, oh, what a glorious night. What glorious days we've had. Absolutely spectacular. Will they last? Or how long will they last? We know they're going to come to an end eventually. Let's take a look at the temperature, around our region right now. And as we start off, let's have a look at Gravenhurst right now. Is any change? Gravenhurst right now sitting at a temperature of 25 degrees. I don't believe that's changed at all. How about venturing down to Newmarket, the home of Connor McDavid? And Newmarket right now is 24 degrees and 24 again in Owen Sound. So that's a look at the temperature around our region. How about the almanac for today? 26 degrees. Yeah, wow, for mid-September, that is absolutely stunning. A little ways from the record, 34.4 back in 1867. Yes, 1867. We're going back to the year of the Dominion of Canada. Yes, the year of the Constitution. Yes, that's right. And how about, well, minus 0.4 for record low 2013. Yeah, it's a little while ago, too. Sunrise, sunset, 7:01 it rises. Looks like 7:23 it sets, 12 hours and 21 minutes of daylight. Roll that forecast radar for me, if you could, please, Adam, and we'll have a look, see how long this glorious clear sky high pressure system is going to last. And ooh, some increase in cloud cover, you say? Yes, and some shower activity. It's starting to look like it is possible. Let's continue on right now. This is the southern tip of Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe. Overnight temperatures settling in 12 degrees. A few clouds kicking around the Owen Sound area, but everywhere else, for the most part, I'm checking the skies right now. Clear skies for this evening. And then for tomorrow, 24, 25 degrees. A sun and cloud mix, and it looks like there's a 30% chance of a little light rain into the late morning, early afternoon. It's a slight chance, but nevertheless a chance. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 10 and 11 degrees under clear skies for this evening. And then for tomorrow, well, how about 27 and 28 degrees, feeling like 34 with the Humidex. Mainly cloudy skies for us to enjoy tomorrow. So a little bit of cloud cover. Yeah, still wear the sun hat, though. Yeah, still wear the hat. Love the hat. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton, we're looking at 12 degrees overnight, increase in cloud cover. There is a slight chance of a shower overnight. And then for tomorrow, well, 23, 24 degrees, mainly cloudy skies, and that same 30% chance of a shower late morning, early afternoon. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now, time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast, and it looks like this starting this evening in Simcoe County. How about Friday? Yeah, at the beginning of the week, we were looking at cloud cover, and it looked like certainly some shower activity. Friday, 18 degrees, fair skies Friday. Fair skies Saturday, 19. We're climbing back up. Sunday, sun and cloud, 23 degrees, and 23 degrees, cloudy skies on the Monday. Slight chance of a shower. This is the 5-day extended forecast. York Region, have a look. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, fair skies, 20, 18, and 23 degrees on the Sunday. Monday is cloudy skies, slight chance of a shower. Warmer still at 24. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Halliburton, have a look. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday, glorious fair skies, 17, 18 degrees, more or less where we should be. 21 as far as normal temperatures for this time of year. Sun and cloud. And then come Monday, back to work, back to school, 30% chance of showers. Warmer, though, and 23 degrees. That's what we have to look forward to. But what a run, and there's more where that came from as far as our gorgeous autumn weather. It's not even autumn yet, Jack.
Thank you, KC. From the fairways to what's happening around town, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, there's no short of events lined up across the region. Here's Bounce 104 morning show host Martin Van Coy with all your weekend event listings.
Hi, I'm Martin Van Coy for Bounce Radio, and these are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1. Kicking things off this weekend, it's National Forest Week in Simcoe County, and on the 20th, Gravenhurst is hosting an in-person open doors event to check out Fire Station Number 1, the former Town Hall building. This year's theme is Roots of Resilience, from Seed to Canopy, and it's a fitting theme considering the history of the station. You can also take tours in various forests in the area, with tours going all the way until Thursday, September 25th. You can learn all about it at gravenhurst.ca/fire. Speaking of seeds, this weekend marks the beginning of the Chapel Farms Fall Festival. Running from the 20th of September to the 31st of October, you can visit the iconic location to see animals, explore the maze, pick pumpkins, and even check out their new walking trails. You can pop by anytime between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., and you can get tickets and learn more at chapelfarms.ca. From the farm and back to the forest, this weekend is also the 3rd annual Gala in the Woods with Living Green Barrie. Happening on the 20th, this event will feature an incredible menu for an evening of nature and community. The whole thing shakes down beneath the towering pines of Springwater Park with cocktails, rustic pavilions, soft music, and an atmosphere of elegance. Boots, suits, and gowns. There's even going to be an auction. You can learn more at livinggreenbarrie.com. Lastly, it's time to get thrifty with the City of Orillia treasure hunt. Don't expect gold doubloons, but you can expect to find some neat stuff. From September 20th to the 21st, you can bring your bulk items to the curb as people scour the neighborhood for goodies. It's all about upcycling, and it's your chance to get rid of that old couch or some other oddities you have hidden away in the attic. Just make sure that you remember to bring anything not taken off the curb the next day. Those are your weekend events for Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Now, if you're looking for a way to give back this season, one local organization is asking for your help supporting families in need.
For those in our community who are facing struggles and can't afford to have that meal, they turn to the Barrie Food Bank for help, and we want to be here to support them.
Thanks for giving generously. That's the message from the Barrie Food Bank as it launches its annual Thanksgiving campaign. The goal is to raise $250,000 and collect 150,000 pounds of food, all by the end of October.
We're now supporting over 7,600 individuals every month, and that's up 10% from last year. There's really nothing like the donors in Barrie. It is a community unlike any other community. When the food bank puts out this appeal and puts out the need, we get a response every single time.
You can make a donation online or drop off at a participating grocery store across the city. The food bank's also inviting everyone from the public to an open house on Saturday. Still to come, a big turnout at a job fair in Barrie. Dozens of employers on-the-spot interviews and new opportunities for job seekers. Plus, we'll recap tonight's top stories. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Recapping our top stories, a Cookstown man is looking to get his 2-year-old daughter back in an international custody battle. Mark Whitaker says the woman he had the child with took her to Russia and has since ghosted him. South Simcoe police have charged the woman and issued a warrant for her arrest. It remains unclear how many people from Barrie have been placed into surrounding communities like Orillia and Midland as the city continues to clear out encampments remaining after a state of emergency. But mayors in Simcoe County are growing worried about just how much support they're able to give. And Collingwood was the unlikely end of the Amazing Race Canada this season, and while the champs walked away with the prize, the town has been the big winner. The mayor hoping the exposure will boost tourism and show people across the country what they have to offer. There was a job fair in Barrie today at South Shore Community Centre, and it drew in a big crowd.
Well, if you want to take one of our brochures, and you can always look at our...
More than 30 local employers from healthcare, technology, manufacturing, and retail were on hand to meet job seekers. Attendees had a chance to connect directly with hiring managers, and some even scored on-the-spot interviews.
And on the very front, there's the QR that you can scan, takes you right to our website. Keep an eye out because, again, things change daily.
I'm just looking for administrative work. I graduated from medical admin program at Seneca in 2019, so I've kind of been on the search since then, kind of keep landing myself in the wrong jobs.
In the last 2 years, we've opened 2 locations, so we always need staff. We do follow strict ratios, so we are looking to hire supplies, fresh students. We are very close with Georgian College, so between Barrie and Orillia campus, with the potential for those supply educators to then move into full-time positions.
The event offered opportunities for recent grads, experienced workers, and those returning to the workforce. With the Bank of Canada announcement out, Canada's main stock index saw a boost, rising nearly 100 points, while U.S. markets showed a mixed picture. Let's take a look at where the numbers stand this hour. The TSX was up 6 points. The Dow was up 260, and the NASDAQ was down 72. In commodities, oil was down to close at $63.70 a barrel. Gold was down to finish at $37.17 an ounce, and our dollar was down to end the day at 72.67 cents U.S. In other business news, one of the co-founders of Ben & Jerry's ice cream has resigned. Jerry Greenfield says he no longer feels free to speak out on social issues. His resignation comes 5 months after Ben & Jerry's sued its parent company Unilever. While his letter didn't mention Gaza, Ben & Jerry's has long criticized Israel's treatment of Palestinians. The finalists for the 2025 Toy Hall of Fame are out, and there are some surprises on the list. This year, Snow has made it, but put together each year by the Strong National Museum of Play. Organizers say Snow's mostly harmless and provides endless fun, especially snowball fights. The other finalists include the Trivial Pursuit board game, Connect 4, Spirographs, Scooters, and Tickle Me Elmo. Judges will decide on the Toy Hall of Fame inductees in November. Coming up, the Toronto Maple Leafs were back at training camp today with a Stanley Cup ambitions, despite missing one familiar face. Stay tuned for highlights from the day on the ice. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Taking a look at our primetime lineup for tonight, we've got a double block of The Rookie starting at 8, then at 10 o'clock Shark Tank and CTV News at 11. The Toronto Maple Leafs laced up their skates today, getting ready for the upcoming NHL season. CTV's Sean Leathong brings us the highlights from training camp.
Thanks for joining us today. The start of another Leafs season comes with talk about who isn't here.
What excites me is I don't have to hear Core 4 anymore. Hopefully I don't have to hear it from you guys the whole season.
After 9 seasons in blue and white, All-Star and Toronto native Mitch Marner leaving the team for Las Vegas.
You know, your teammates, you're also friends, and he'll be a friend of all of ours for life. So, you know, those are always tough conversations to have.
I mean, guys leave all the time, and I mean, Mitch was a polarizing guy because of how talented he was. But, you know, for us, it's onward.
Following the Leafs' loss to the Florida Panthers in 7 games, Brendan Shanahan was let go from his job as team president.
You definitely take it personal because at the end of the day, it means we didn't accomplish what our goals were.
With expectations for this team still very high, Coach Craig Berube says winning when it matters most is a top priority.
You come to Toronto in a big game at home, it's a lot of pressure. We all know that, but we got to all be able to deal with it better than we did.
At the end of last season, GM Brad Treliving famously said that the team needs to change its DNA. Today, that means some jobs are open.
If you can help us win, if you're 20 or 35, we don't really care what your birth certificate says.
With Marner out, in are players like Mateus Michelli and Nicholas Waugh. There's also a chance for Max Domi to move up to the team's top line.
Matthew Nyes scores!
And on top of that, with the new long-term contract, Matthew Nyes is expected to build on a stellar last season, as will William Nylander, who has emerged as a perennial all-star. But the process of finding out where each of those players fit starts tomorrow with the first on-ice workouts. Sean Leathong, CTV News.
And in just a few minutes, the Blue Jays will be looking for their 7th win in a row after another dramatic finish in last night's game.
And the 0-2. Got him!
The Rays are known for comebacks, but last night it was Toronto holding them off. The Jays hung on for a 6-5 win. Kevin Gausman gets the start tonight. Now, time to check in with Casey one last time this evening for Get Up and Go.
That's right. Before I get up and go, I'll let you know that Sarah loaned me her hat. It's a cloche. It's her favorite golf hat, and she had a rough day on the course. This is the last ball she hit, and as you can tell, she's a little angry. Tore the skin right off it. Ha ha! Yikes. But no yikes for the Get Up and Go. And here we go with the Get Up and Go. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. What are we looking at? Well, how about a little sun-cloud mix? 16 degrees in Barrie, 16 in Newmarket, fair skies. And fair skies, Gravenhurst, 15 degrees. Beautiful evening. Have yourself a fantastic evening, and everyone out there, Jack.
Thanks, KC. That's our newscast for tonight. I'm Jack Morse. Thank you for watching. I'll be back on the desk with your news at 11. Until then, good night.